Ladies and gentlemen, today we're diving into a crucial topic that shapes our relationships more than we realize. It's about a particular attachment style, the avoidant attachment. But more importantly, how this attachment style shows love. And many of us think love should look the same in every relationship. But love, my friends, is not a one-size-fits-all experience. Especially for those with avoidant attachment, love takes on a form that's often subtle, quiet, and misunderstood. So let's break down how they show they care, and how, by understanding this, you can transform your connection and deepen your emotional bond. So let's recap. Love from someone with avoidant attachment may not look like love from anyone else, but it's still love. Still love. They show it through their actions, their need for space, their slow but deep emotional intimacy, and their subtle gestures. If you're in a relationship with someone who has an avoidant attachment style, remember this: you have to meet them where they are, not where you expect them to be. By understanding how they show they care, you're building a bridge of emotional connection that's strong, lasting, and meaningful. In the end, love is about acceptance, understanding, and growth. When you honor each other's unique ways of loving, that's when the real magic happens. Thank you. Yeah. This speech is designed to inspire, engage, and bring clarity to the often misunderstood dynamics of avoidant attachment in relationships. It challenges common misconceptions and helps the audience shift their perspective, focusing on understanding and growth. As we come to the end of our conversation today, I want to leave you with one core idea. Love is not a universal formula, but a unique expression in each. When it comes to someone with avoidant attachment, the way they love you may not be the way you expect, or even the way you've experienced love in the past. But that doesn't mean it's any less real or meaningful. Love, in this case, is often quieter, more reserved, and takes time to unfold. The key is not to judge it based on conventional standards, but to see it for what it truly is, an expression of deep care and commitment, albeit in a way that prioritizes independence and personal space. For those with an avoidant attachment style, love is expressed through action, not necessarily words. They may not shower you with constant verbal affirmations, but when they show up for you, when they take care of practical matters or step up when needed, these actions, though they might seem small, are often far more profound than grand romantic gestures. It's in the way they stand by you when you're sick, how they make sure things run smoothly in your life, or the simple yet powerful gesture of just being there when they know you need them. These are their love languages, and understanding them allows you to truly connect with their heart. In any relationship, communication is crucial, and this is no different. When navigating a connection with an avoidant. But communication with them doesn't always look the same as it might with someone else. Avoidants often struggle with emotional vulnerability and may find it challenging to open up. It's not because they don't want to. It's because they fear being overwhelmed or losing their sense of self in the relationship. This is a fear that they carry with them, and it often takes time to dismantle. But with patience, consistency, and understanding, they will begin to open up. And when they do, it's a breakthrough moment. Their vulnerability, though slow to come, is a powerful demonstration of how deeply they care. It's also important to recognize that their need for space isn't about avoiding you. It's about preserving their emotional balance. For someone with avoidant attachment, space is not a rejection. It's a necessity. It's a necessity. By offering them that space without taking it personally, you're showing them love in the way they need. The ability to provide them with that space while still remaining emotionally available is a delicate balance. But when done right, it creates an environment where they feel safe enough to connect on a deeper level. It shows them that love doesn't have to mean losing your own identity or drowning in constant emotional demands. It can be a secure and mutually supportive space. Finally, the journey of loving someone with avoidant attachment is about understanding patience and growth. Patience and growth. It's about meeting them where they are, not where you want them to be. If you can do that, if you can embrace their way of loving, respect their need for boundaries, and stay consistent in your emotional support, you'll create a deep and meaningful connection that lasts. You'll create a deep and meaningful connection that lasts. Love in any form is a journey, and with an avoidant partner, that journey requires trust, empathy, and the willingness to understand that their way of loving might be different. But it's no less powerful. Embrace their unique expression of love, and you'll find that the connection you share can be just as fulfilling, just as real as any other. In conclusion, the most important takeaway from our conversation today is that love from an avoidant partner doesn't look the same as love from someone with a different attachment style. It's often quieter, more reserved, and takes time to develop. But make no mistake, this love is just as real, just as deep, and just as meaningful as any other kind of love. It's simply expressed in a way that requires us to look beyond the conventional expectations of romance. If you understand and accept this, you'll begin to see the deep care and affection that avoidant individuals bring to relationships, even if it's not always obvious. At first glance, avoidants don't express love through grand gestures or constant verbal affirmations. Instead, they show they care through their actions, their practical support, the way they step up when you need them, and the little things they do to make your life easier or more comfortable. These actions may not always seem like much, but they are, in fact, the clearest indicators of their affection. So, rather than seeking out what you expect love to look like, pay attention to how they show up in your life. In your life. Their love is quiet but steady, and it's in these quiet moments that their true feelings are revealed. Emotional intimacy with an avoidant partner may take longer to build, but it's equally as deep once it's established. They may not open up to you easily, and that's because they fear losing themselves in the relationship or being overwhelmed by emotions. This fear often leads them to keep their distance, even when they care deeply. But don't mistake their reluctance to share as a lack of love. It's simply their way of protecting their emotional world. Over time, if you provide them with patience and consistency, they will start to trust you, and when they do, you'll see how deeply they feel. Their vulnerability, though slow to emerge, is a profound testament to their care. At the heart of an avoidance attachment is the need for space. This space is not about avoiding you or rejecting the relationship. It's about maintaining emotional balance. For avoidance, the ability to step back and recharge is essential for them to be able to connect on a deeper level. If you understand that, you'll be able to give them the room they need without feeling rejected or insecure. In turn, you'll create a safe space for them to come closer when they're ready. It's a delicate balance, but one that's vital for building a lasting, healthy connection. Lastly, loving someone with an avoidant attachment style is a journey, one of patience, understanding, and mutual respect. It's about accepting that their way of showing love might not match your expectations, but it's still love nonetheless. The key to thriving in a relationship with an avoidant partner is to understand their unique needs, respect their boundaries, and stay consistent with your support. When you do, you'll build a strong, secure bond that allows both of you to grow together. In the end, love is not about conforming to a certain ideal. It's about understanding and embracing the different ways people express care and affection. In conclusion, the key takeaway from today's discussion is that love is not a one-size-fits-all experience. For those with an avoidant attachment style, love looks different, but that doesn't make it any less real. Their way of showing affection is subtle and often misunderstood. But if you understand how they express themselves, you'll realize how deep their love really goes. Deep their love really goes. It's not about grand romantic gestures or constant verbal affirmations. Instead, it's about how they show up for you through their actions, their reliability, and their practical support. Understanding this can unlock a whole new level of connection and intimacy that's far beyond surface-level expectations. Sometimes feel distant, and that can be confusing. However, their need for space isn't about pushing you away. It's about maintaining emotional balance and independence. This space gives them the freedom to process their emotions and retain their sense of self, which is crucial for them to connect with you on a deeper level. If you can respect their need for space, it shows that you understand their way of loving, which in turn helps to create the security and trust needed for them to open up. In this way, giving space is not a sign of rejection, but a powerful act of love that allows them to love you more fully in the long run. Fully in the long run. When it comes to emotional intimacy, avoidance might take their time, and that's okay. Their fear of being overwhelmed or engulfed in a relationship makes it difficult for them to let their guard down. But as time goes on, they begin to trust more. And when they do, the bond can be incredibly strong. The key is patience. If you stick around and show up consistently, you'll witness them gradually open up. And when they do, you'll see a level of vulnerability that is rare and precious. This is their way of letting you know that they trust you and are invested in the relationship. A lot of the time, avoidants show love in ways that are easily overlooked. It's not the dramatic displays that you might expect, but the quiet support they provide in small, everyday moments. To wrap up, the most important insight from today's talk is that love in relationships with an avoidant partner doesn't always follow the traditional patterns we expect. The love is still there. It's just expressed differently. Or in closing, it's important to remember that love is not always what we expect. And for someone with an avoidant attachment style, love is expressed in ways that may not align with conventional notions of affection. Enku motions of affection. Avoidant individuals deeply care, but their way of showing love is often quieter and more reserved. They may not constantly verbalize their feelings or shower you with overt romantic gestures, but their love is shown through reliable actions, being there when you need them, providing practical support, and ensuring that you feel comfortable and secure. These seemingly small, everyday actions speak volumes about their care and affection, and recognizing these gestures can help you appreciate their love in its truest form. One of the core challenges in relationships with avoidant individuals is understanding their need for space. This need isn't a reflection of emotional distance or rejection, but rather a crucial part of their emotional well-being. For avoidance, space is necessary to maintain their sense of self and emotional balance. If you can respect this need and give them the room to breathe, it demonstrates trust and understanding, which, in turn, strengthens the relationship. This space isn't an obstacle to love. It's actually an important foundation for them to feel secure enough to open up and connect with you in a deeper way when they're ready. Emotional intimacy with an avoidant partner can develop slowly, but when it does, it's powerful. It's powerful. Because avoidants often fear vulnerability, they may initially struggle to share their feelings and fears of being overwhelmed or losing control. This reluctance to open up can feel like emotional distance, but it's important to understand that it's not about rejecting you. It's about protecting themselves. Patience and consistency are essential in this process. As you provide a safe, understanding environment, they will gradually trust you more and open up in their own time, allowing for a deeper, more intimate connection. Avoidants often communicate their love through actions rather than words, and this can be difficult for those who are more accustomed to verbal expressions of affection. However, these acts, whether it's helping with tasks, being present during difficult times, or taking care of practical matters, are their way of saying, "I love you." These quiet, thoughtful actions are their way of demonstrating care, even though they may not always express it verbally. Recognizing and appreciating these signs of love can help you feel more connected and secure in the relationship, even if it doesn't always look like traditional expressions of affection. Lastly, the journey of loving someone with an avoidant attachment style is about understanding and patience. It's about meeting them where they are and recognizing that their way of loving, though different, is still genuine. By accepting their unique emotional needs and allowing them the space to express love in their own time and manner, you create an environment where trust and intimacy can grow. Love with an avoidant partner may require adjustments and understanding, but it's ultimately a journey of deep connection, respect, and mutual growth. When you embrace their style of love, you'll find that the bond you share is not only strong, but incredibly meaningful in its own right.